okay. Sounds okay. It sounds balanced. We can hear the guitar solo really nice. You know, the distortion piece on the compressors are cool, but this whole thing lacks a little. Again, in some of you may not even be able to hear it yet, and that's totally fine. But when you work with all different kinds of plugins, like a lot of us do and like I do, you know, this is where I start to hear the limitations with stock plugins. It doesn't have that thing, this mix. And it's because we're using all primarily transparent stock plugins, EQs, compressors. All the EQs got some color to them, but they're not. Now, what you could do, again, without going out and buying it, you know, again, we're going to keep this stock plugins, but just, you know, thinking out loud here, one thing you could do, if you wanted to just get one or two types of things, which would really, I think, help this mix, one cool plugin that's subtle, but may add that little bit of nice, you know, flavor. Let me see if I have it in audio units. I don't even know if we have this. I don't even know. We might. True Iron. This is a great plugin. This is by Kazrog, I think is how you say it. I don't remember. We want to put this right after the compressor. Oh, here we go. Close this one. This is a plugin where they've modeled, can't resize that either, where they've modeled different transformers and famous pieces of gear. And you, as you scroll your little mouse over the voicings here, you have a crush, which is more of like a compression kind of a thing. You have, you know, a unity and a boost. You have a strength of how much of this effect you want to have. You have a wet dry thing. And the most important part is the voicing, like this 108X. You can see it's based on a UTC HA1080X, famously used on vintage multi-track tape machines and an optical compressors transformer. This is based on the M401B used on a vintage German compressors, like the stuff you would see in Abbey Road. This one was this was based on a famous classic German microphones, preamps, and consoles. This one was based on, what is it? Audiophile listening. The display developed for the copper wire telephone industry. This was for, you know, some different compressors. This is an opto thing. So anyway, you don't need to know all of that technical mungo jumbo. Just listen to what it does. It can add a little bit of nice flavor. Okay, so listen as I'm cycling through some of these voicing settings, how in a very subtle way, it just gives it a little bit more vibe. It just sounds better. What's really happening here under the hood is you're getting some harmonic distortion, second and third order harmonics. Forget what all that means. I don't want to make this technical on you. But if you really want to understand the way saturation and distortion works when you hit audio signal through analog gear, especially through transformers, that's what this does. And you could do it in a subtle way. Now it could boost the, depending on how much strength and how much crush you use. So you can use the mic wet dry knob for parallel compression, or you could turn down the output if it gets a little bit too loud, because remember, you want to balance the before and after volume wise, right? So if I touch this down a couple of, you know, little bit here, maybe a half a dB or so. Hear that? It just gives it that little bit. It's what's really going on here. There's some saturation. Saturation means there's a little bit of compression happening here. So there's a little bit of compression. I can hear the track squeeze a little, and it just gets a little rounder and a little warmer, and it doesn't sound so clinical, so clean. Okay, that's analog, you know. And again, don't worry about it if you don't have these plugins. I'm trying to give you little tips This plugin, you can go out and buy this plugin for probably 50 bucks at one point during the course of the year. You can go out to their website and check it out. If you use mostly stock plugins, regardless of the DAW, even if you just had one or two third-party plugins that you can use as like a multi-purpose plugin, just for your master bus, something like this, something like a tape machine plugin, and just put this in a tape machine on your master bus, and that's it. You don't want to worry about all the other stuff. You don't want to go into all the, I don't want to go out and buy a million plugins. I agree, especially if you don't have a good handle on EQ and compression and you're still in the learning stages, which was totally fine. I don't want anyone to feel bad about that. I don't suggest you go out and buy a bunch of channel strips and this and that and all the other plugins that you're going to see throughout the different courses of the month. Get a good handle on EQ and compression, get good balances. And once you get to like where we are now and you go, you know, I want a little extra spice. These stock plugins aren't doing it. Here's one example of what you could use. I mean, it's beautiful sounding and it's subtle. Okay, that's the 11. What is this thing? This is based on the Western Electric 111C, originally developed for copper-wired telephone industry. Interesting. They have become a staple in the mastering studios and auto-filing listening setups. Interesting. Let's try some other voicings. This is based on Neve transformers. These transformers, based on the Maynard transformer. That's a Neve. That's a Neve console, okay, from the 70s. This is based on the 1176 Blue Stripe, okay? And it tells you what it's for. So again, all of these are very subtle in the way you would use this. And again, maybe you could also, by the way, you could go demo this. Go demo it for 30 days for free. And then sit in your mix and just kind of, you know, put your mouse, you just have to click on the name and the thing will switch. So what I do and what you could do is you could start off on the first one. Just keep your eyes closed, listen. You can use the mouse. You can click through and just see if you could hear the differences. They are very subtle. They are. But they just give that little thing. I like this one. It's kind of blah. And I'm using it, what, maybe a little bit more than 50%. You hear how when I take it away, the mix just kind of feels a little flat. This kind of warms it up. So you're adding a little crush on the boost setting and turning down the output so you level match the volume, right? Turn it down 3 dB. You can hear it in the low and the low mids. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. This plug, just by using this, we've improved the mix by 20% by using this one plugin. Now, as I've said a million times, if you can't get to the mix to the point that it sounds without the plugin, just buying this plugin and having a crappy mix and not knowing what you're doing up till this point, this isn't going to help you. Okay. This is like a polishing. This is like after you're done cleaning the car and waxing the car and you put the final layer of wax on the paint. That's what this is. Think of it that way. Okay. I like this. We're leaving it on. I know it's a third-party plugin, but I like it. And I haven't used it in a while.